It's the Iceman, Saturday, September 3rd. We're just hours away from kickoff for the first college football game day of the 2016 season. It's time for some bold predictions. And I've got a dark horse to win the Heisman and a long shot to win the national championship. Before I get to that, I just want to remind you can go to jesseschule.com and get all my free picks and promotions by just putting your email address in the box in the top right corner. So let's start with the Heisman. The favorites to win the Heisman this year are Deshaun Watson from Clemson, Leonard Fournette from LSU, and Christian McCaffrey from Stanford. I'm not recommending any of those guys though, and here's why. Deshaun Watson, dual threat quarterback, runs the ball a lot. He could get injured. I just don't think it's worth it at a payout of 3-1 or 4-1. Leonard Fournette. I think Fournette's overrated, and here's why. Last year, he was the favorite to win the Heisman after 5-6 weeks, but when he ran into Alabama, he was only able to run for 30 yards in that game. They lost to Alabama. Then a week later, he failed to run for 100 yards against Arkansas. A week after that, they lost to Ole Miss. He couldn't get in the end zone in that game either. You want to win the Heisman, you got to put up big numbers in the big games. We haven't seen Fournette do that. McCaffrey, he probably should have won the Heisman last year. Problem is, some people say there's a bit of a bias in college football favoring the SEC. And if he couldn't win it last year, putting up video game numbers like that, he's going to have a tough time matching his performance from last year. I don't think they're going to give it to him this year either. So who am I going to take? Well, I'll get to that. Moving on, let's look at the national championship. The favorites are Alabama, and of course they're the defending champions, but from last year's championship squad, they got to replace the starting quarterback, 9 defensive starters, as well as Heisman winner Derrick Henry. So we've seen Saban reload in previous seasons and come back stronger than ever, but that's easier said than done, and I wouldn't bet on it at those odds. Clemson. Clemson looks good. They do look like a playoff contender this year. However, they got to go through a tougher Florida State team in the ACC this year. Even if they make it to the championship game, what's to say they don't run into another tough opponent from the SEC or another big team? So I'm not taking Clemson at those odds either. Michigan. Don't even get me started with Michigan. Harbaugh's hype machine. You got the Jordan contract, the Nike contracts. I'm not buying it. The reality is last year they won 10 games. They didn't beat anybody. They don't have a quarterback. I'm sorry. It's not going to be Michigan. So let's get right to it. My bold prediction. You might think I'm nuts, but I'm going to say the Texas A&M Aggies are going to win the national championship. It's a 100-1 long shot. Here's why. Last year they won 5 straight to start the season, as they did the previous season. They ran into some trouble later on. Their offense wasn't clicking. They couldn't score points. The defense was great. They didn't have a quarterback. This year, they've got Trevor Knight coming over from Oklahoma. You probably remember Trevor Knight. He was the backup last year behind Baker Mayfield, but a couple years ago in the Sugar Bowl, he lit up Alabama. They won 45-31. Knight threw for 348 yards and 4 touchdowns in that win for Oklahoma. So, he's an experienced guy. He can run the ball. He can throw the ball. He's proven himself against tough opposition. And he's coming into a good situation. They've got a good receiving core. Christian Kirk's a speedster. They've got experience with Seals Jones and Josh Reynolds. I think Texas A&M's offense is going to be a lot better this year. I seen some stat that last year, had they have scored 30 points in every game, they would have been 11-1. That's impressive. I mean, they've got Myles Garrett, one of the best pass rushers in the SEC. So yeah, I think Texas A&M at 100-1 odds is a good bet. And the Heisman, why not Trevor Knight? An experienced guy in a good situation with a good defense behind him. And the odds on that are 50-1. So there you have it. Good luck, and we'll see you next week with my NFL picks.